What's happening? He's just adjusting the camera, sitting there and saying hello to. So Mike is my buddy that I ride bike with, and we're good buds. And he's a very large guy. I don't know exactly what he looks like, but he once told me that he looks like a bald Undertaker, the wrestler. So that's how I always imagine him. You guys can decide if that's right or not. And yeah, I write magazine articles for a motorcycle magazine, an international called Traverse magazine. And I'm the blind guy on the back, and he's the big guy on the front. So Mike pilots us, gets us there safely, and takes cool pictures, and I make sure we have a nice article to write about, and I plan the trips and things like that. So time for a beer.
From exploring and seeing the vast oceans on our planet, and now I'm into probably the greatest and most strenuous journey that I've ever undertaken, partnering with my blind friend Chris and building a house. We've got a guy who's busy leading this build who can't tell a straight line from a skew line. This can't be a recipe for success, or can it?
So Riaan's taking on the role of foreman. Basically, he's going to be my eyes. I just want to get stuck in and prove that a blind man can do anything that a sighted person is able to.
I guess when we named this building Blind, we wanted to be honest about what we were going to do. But when you say it over and over, it gets scarier and scarier. We are going to be building blind. Proudly brought to you by Everite, home of Nutec, building solutions that you can trust.
Welcome to move over that way and shut up.
What's your problem?
The problem is nobody can have a fucking laugh when you hear the whole fucking day verbal diarrhea. Wah, 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 wah. It's 7 in the morning.
Okay. I'm just trying to get rid of rock, basically. So however, and then if there's coffee clip in that, they can go into the others. There, we're just going to smash it up. But there, it's got to be like golf ball size or smaller, otherwise it can't go into the foundations. And then, because we can attach that fence on Friday, we have to plant the poles today.
Okay.
Today we start with the brick lane. We've got today and tomorrow, which are great weather days, and then we've got one day where it's forecast to be 100% chance of rain. Of course, it's saying 3 or 4 days and we'll have these foundation walls up. Another 2 days to get the walls of the conservatory tank up, and then to build the box in and backfill and things like that will probably take a week in total, and then we'll get some concrete on here. That's going to be nice. Very excited. I'm waiting for the cement to be mixed. They call it daga, not dacha, daga. And I'm going to get my hands into it and put the first brick into its position and start building the house. Guys actually like race. Chris told me that one starts on that side, one starts on that side, and then you see who gets to the middle first. You know that guy works faster. Do you think these foundations are an overkill?
For the weight of the house, yes. But it's better than...
It's better than underkill.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. Look, I mean, those panels are going to be like 100 kgs each, eh?
So you've got a very heavy roof.
And the roof is very, very heavy.
I just hope the walls can support the roof.
Paid a load of money for galvanized steel, so maybe that's where the ring beam
sure
and the base and all of that stuff comes from, because that was a big chunk of the bowl. A big chunk of it, yeah. So maybe that's where the support comes. I hope so. Otherwise, I'm going to be a pancake.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fence rebuild 2.9, I think, at this stage. We had quite a lot of wind and fence blew down a bit. The concrete for the poles themselves was done too shallow and the hole wasn't dug deep enough. So we're using a dry mix concrete to fill the holes, and we're using the natural stone as well just to prop the poles up. Doing this, it makes a much stronger mixture and it makes a better weight at the bottom. We've gone down 600 mils just to make sure we're at the correct depth, and we put 2.4 meter poles in. It's going to take probably a nuclear bomb to get this out of the ground. This fence is not going anywhere.
That's lekker. Get it out. How do we
What is it?
No, actually, it's not going to matter because that pole's going to stay there. It's not gonna matter.
It's fine.
Which one blew over?
The whole thing.
Guys, how's it?
Have a look.
Oh, is it over here?
Half of it blew down.
How do you know Chris?
He and my partner are TEDx speaker coaches.
Oh man, of course.
She introduced me to Chris to do the Blind versus 2020. I took him on the scooter, the 2,000 odd Ks with the Charles on the 150 scooter.
Yes.
I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
On a 150 scooter.
Oh man, of course. And he said that you were wonderful in the bad weather days because you shielded him from all that rain and all that wind, eh?
And wind. Yeah, that's when he didn't fall asleep on the back while I'm busy riding.
Did he fall asleep? You know, on my bicycle trip around Africa, I fell asleep twice. I know exactly the times that I fell asleep on the bicycle. Once was in Mozambique, and I sort of woke up on the other side of the road. So it was a little dirt road, it's a little farm road, but I woke up on the other side of the road, and I thought, how is that possible? You know, falling asleep on a bicycle. And I was pedaling, eh? And I fell asleep. So Chris, the thing that amazes me the most is how you've been able to keep these lines as straight as they are. How do you do that?
We try and get this one set up as square as we can. But what we do is, if you take this corner and you measure, say, 8 meters that way, you make a little mark, and you take it, same corner, and you measure 8 meters there. And you measure it across. You know that this is exactly square. So once these two are square, that line there and this line here, this determines where the rest of the building's going to go. Then the building has to be square.
And that's called the cornerstone.
That first corner, yes.
Did Chris lay that?
Chris laid that bottom brick there. But what they normally do is they work towards each other. And then whoever gets to the middle first wins that line. And you see these holes? When you build with them, you build upside down.
Yeah.
So one would think that's the top. But as the cement actually
Squashes through, yeah.
And the top and the above, like that. So they've all got little vermpjes holding them. They're like, I say it a lot, this job is not for sissies.
No.
Yeah, you got no, like me, I got no fingerprints. If I go to the bank and I must go on the thing, they tell me no. Because of working with stuff like this, so you don't have fingerprints.
Chris, when you're standing here now, in your mind, are you, because you amaze me how you sometimes point at the patio when you talk about the patio. How do you, in your mind, visualize where you are right now?
It's a fluke because sometimes I'm pointing there and then Mike says,
okay. No, with this,
like, look, I mean, I know we've just come from there.
Well, you
When there's a slab and I can walk around on the slab, it's going to be wonderful because it's really tricky for me now because it's not, I could before walk in the trenches and point everything out easy.
Yeah.
Now I can't really because there's bricks and stuff happening, so it's tricky time now. But I'm pumped all over here today. It's going to be nice when there's a slab.
how was the wine tasting?
Yeah, Benguela Cove is awesome. It was quite fantastic. They've won so many awards and they were very hospitable to us. We had a nice cheese platter and tasted it. A whole range of wines from dessert wines and Cap Classiques to Syrahs and Pinot Noirs and all sorts of things. It was quite a nice experience. A beautiful place. You must go check it out. So.
No, it's right. And Chris, it's also where you'll be able to socialize a lot, you know, get to meet people, take to hang out with friends.
Absolutely. I can see him like having his birthday party there at their like putt-putt or something. So Tate has started to realize that his dad's eyes don't work. He says Daddy's eyes are broken. He's realized that I can't see. So now he's got this little collapsible ruler that's a little piece of it's broken. It's white and he holds it in the same way that I would hold my mobility cane. And he closes his eyes and he wants to walk and be just like Daddy. And I'm not quite sure how I feel about that because it's cute. He's my little boy, but you know, it's not a cool thing. It's just a, you know, it's nice that he realizes it and understands it. But yeah, it was quite an emotional thing for me.
Was it?
Yeah, of course.
And then laying that first brick, man, come on, that must have been special.
Yeah, it was emotional. It was quite cool. I gave the brick a big French kiss and I put it down into the cement.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they told me that it's skew, so we had to straighten it up. But, you know, I always know that that back corner, that bottom brick was put there by me.
Okay, you're going to do a jump again. 1, 2, 3. Yay!